As we begin any type of writing, it's very important to establish our purpose and audience. This lets us know how we can best connect to the reader. As we begin our pre-writing, we want to ask ourselves a few questions. First, what is my topic? This is more specific than what's in my assignment because those are usually very generalized topics. If your assignment says to write about your family, you would narrow it down to focus just on your mother or the things your mother does to make you feel better. This will create a specific topic that your essay can feel more focused. Next, who is my primary audience? This deals with who will be reading your paper. This could be your teachers, peers, friends, or really anyone. The reason we need to know this is because each group of people will have a different reaction and respond to the thing they're reading differently. For instance, a group of 3-year-olds doesn't have the same knowledge base or vocabulary that a group of college students does, so you wouldn't use the same language or even talk about the same subjects with both groups. Next, what is my primary purpose? What am I trying to do with my writing? Are we trying to inform, persuade, or entertain? Those are the 3 main purposes, and all of your writing will fit into one of those 3. After those 3 questions, there are a few more. What will get my audience's attention? This deals with how you're going to get them to start reading your paper, your hook. Should I ask a question? Or maybe give a startling fact? Maybe just tell a little joke. These are all things that will break the ice, and each group that you might be writing to requires a different kind of icebreaker. For instance, a very academic group of people probably wouldn't want to hear a very dirty joke, so you want to tailor your hook to people who are going to be reading it. Next, how is my audience likely to respond to the subject? This can be a tricky one. For instance, if you're writing a paper on the history of union strikes, you would write it differently if you were presenting it to unions or to people who oppose the unions, because they're going to have a different reaction to it. You need to know if they're going to be sympathetic or antagonistic, or maybe just not care. These are all things that you need to take into consideration as you're choosing your subject and your language. What tone will be most appealing to the audience? Once you know how they're going to respond, you can help alter your tone so that they will be more likely to take in your information. Should I be casual, professional, empathetic? What? This deals with who's going to be reading it once again. If you can't connect with your reader through a good tone, they're probably not going to continue reading your paper. Finally, what kinds of ideas, examples, and details will they find the most interesting? And what might keep them from listening to what I have to say? These are 2 very important questions because they deal with what they will and won't actually respond to. Some information will be very interesting to certain groups, such as things that a new trolley car might do would appeal to the people who are proponents of building it. However, you don't want to turn them off by saying, oh, well, we shouldn't build a trolley car because it's stupid. That's going to keep them from listening to your message because they'll feel uncomfortable or upset. Those are things you should avoid. Remember that all writing is communication, so unless you know your audience and purpose, it's going to be difficult to establish that. Once you do, though, you can tailor everything accordingly.